This is from Darren. When do we talk about firing Kyle Shanahan as he won't let his quarterback pass? I I don't even know if this is real. I mean, this is so crazy. You're talking about firing Shanahan, and you're asking this. You didn't ask this at the end of the 3-game losing streak. You asked this after they dismantled the Jacksonville Jaguars. And so that's when Darren comes in here and says, hey, Kyle Shanahan should be fired. So here's what he wants. I mean, and it's because he wants Shanahan to throw the ball more. I mean, this team is built to run, and they won big. When they're running the ball, they're hard to beat, and yet this guy's wanting him fired because he doesn't throw the ball enough. So here's the thing. Shanahan's led his team to the NFC Championship game the past 2 seasons, 3 out of the last 4. One of them was the Super Bowl in 2019. Since that season, 2019, the 49ers are 48-27 in the regular season. If you take out the injury-ravaged 2020, in which they finished 6-10, then Shanahan's 42-17 in the regular season, 6-3 in the postseason. And think about this: who would you replace him with? I mean, all you have to do is go back a little ways in 49ers history, and you can see that there have been some terrible firings of successful coaches for the 49ers when they didn't have a plan in place. I remember John York firing Steve Mariucci. He didn't have a plan in place. He hired Dennis Erickson. Erickson was horrible. He only stayed with the 49ers for 2 seasons and coached one of the worst 49ers teams in history in 2004. I think they only won 1 or 2 games. That team was so bad. And then Jed York fired Jim Harbaugh, replaced him with Jim Tomsula, and that didn't even last a year. In fact, when I interviewed Matt Barrows earlier back in the offseason, I asked Matt Barrows about his favorite or his most memorable press conference, and I assumed it would be a Jim Harbaugh press conference, but he said that the introductory press conference when Jim Tomsula was hired was his biggest memory, because he said that it was so bad that when it was over, that Matt looked at some of the other beat writers and said, well, I guess we'll see each other here this time next year. And he was right. Tomsula only lasted a year. That was a disaster. So before you start saying fire the coach, you better have a plan in place as to who's going to replace him, and it better be an upgrade. And by the way, Brock Purdy threw the ball 26 times on Sunday. He also was sacked twice. So in essence, that's 28 pass plays. The 49ers ran the ball 30 times. So to me, that's extremely well-balanced offense, and that's what you want. So no, the 49ers are not going to fire Kyle Shanahan, nor should they. They shouldn't even be talking about that.